Hello friends, this is my 11th presentation for the team of Corporate Finance and Account Function, and the subject is conducting risk assessment in Corporate Finance and Account Function part 2 at the configuration table level, master data table levels, documents and fields therein in the ERP, particularly SAP environments. And this is my 42nd presentation considering all the YouTube presentation I have made so far. What is included in this presentation is just a recap of what aspects were covered in my part 1 presentation. Next is risk assessment at the configuration table level as template 5, risk assessment at the field choice level of the configuration table at template 6, risk assessment at the master data table template 7, assessment at the field level of master data tables template 8, risk assessment at the document level template 9, and risk assessment at the field level of the documents template 10. Then assigning access rights for configuration tables, master data tables, documents and fields, and activities that can adversely affect the business adversely in case of risk assessment process going wrong. Aspects that were included in the part 1 of the presentation, which I am not going to cover at all in detail. This is the what kind of risks are there in the organization, which process activities can encounter risk in the corporate finance account function, overview of the process and business activities performed by the corporate finance account teams. In case you recall, it was 140 processes and 963 activities. The 5 activities which are common for carrying out risk assessment at the organization level, and template 1 using SOD concept, a quantification model, risk assessment at the business activity level, and template 2 using scoring model, risk assessment at the business activity level, template 3 where scoring may not be physical, risk assessment at the statutory activity level, template 4, and assigning access rights and activities that can affect business adversely. This was in the previous presentation. Now coming to this presentation, risk assessment at the configuration table level, abbreviated as CT, and template 5. What are the configuration tables? Configuration tables are primarily used in the ERP environments in the business functions, and these tables store representing the different information types that functional users may require frequently in the context of finance and account function. A few essential configuration tables are like company codes, chart of accounts, customer and vendor account groups, tax codes, payment methods, and so on and so forth. This assessment is based on the likely adverse impact of incorrect selection of the configuration tables, leading to higher cycle times, throughput times, or the business activity being performed in which the configuration tables is used. And number 2 is the business process may not get executed properly or completely in case of incorrect picking of this configuration table. Now, risk assessment at the configuration table level and template 5. Now, on this there are four columns, and I have given column number 1 is description of the configuration table level. Number 2 is the code assigned in the context of SAP ERP, risk classification and remarks. Now here I have given that there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 configuration tables like company codes, chart of accounts, configuration, the customer vendor account groups, tax code, etc. If you please recall, this I had shared here, the line number 2. What kind of configuration tables are there, and there can be many more tables. Just an example, there can be many such hundreds of such tables, and I have given just SAP code for reference. And risk classification, based on that nature of this, I have just indicated as high, assuming that incorrect selection can lead to higher cycle times, or business activity may not get executed properly. Here also the footer must have signature details of who created the creation, they created, edited and approved this table, and of course the dates. Risk assessment at the field choice level, this is important. Merely configuration table itself is not sufficient. One has to go into the deep dive into this and identify what are the fields choices which are applicable. Now fields, what are the fields? Fields refer to individual data elements within a database table or any other table. configuration table or master data table. These fields store specific information about a particular record in the table. Now, data in the fields in the context of SAP ERP can be of various types, like character string like vendor name or customer name, numbers like invoice number, material number, etc., dates, date of invoice or date of material received or document or due date or payment, etc., and currency value like net sale value or inventory value, etc., etc. Now, these fields store information about a specific business object and determine how it is displayed and processed within the system, as per the examples given above. Fields are different types and used in configuration table, master data tables, and documents. And as per my understanding, this number of fields can run into several thousands. Fields can be further customized and configured to meet a specific needs of a business, including the definition of the data element, data domain, and data tables. Now, template 6 continued. Let's take this first example of configuration table called T03. Let me go back. First one, company code T03, where the risk was assessed to be high. Now, the field in this is from the SAP is called BLAT, and field name is document type. What kind of document types are there in this? In the company code, what kind of document types are there? For example, it can be vendor invoice, can be vendor payment, it can be customer invoice. In the column, just refer to column number 1, vendor invoice, vendor payment, customer invoice, customer payment, general JV, bank transfer, purchase order, goods receipt, etc., etc. They are the different document types which are there. And the second column is indicate the field choice code as per the SAP. And what is the impact of this incorrect field choice? Now, in the case of vendor invoice, in case the field choice is not picked up correctly, this can lead to inaccuracy of the financial accounting and reporting. Vendor payment, in case it is not picked properly, it can lead to incorrect cash outflow. Customer invoice, inaccuracy of the financial accounting and reporting, cash flow, and so on and so forth. So, for example, in the case of purchase order, BS, in case it is not proper purchase order purchase order is not picked up properly, it can lead to incorrect material cost, incorrect consumption, and cash payout, etc. In the case of good receipts, in case it is not picked up properly, it can lead to better accounting errors and liabilities being affected adversely. So here, therefore, the risk assessed based on this impact is I have indicated as high. Of course, the CFT and CFO can redefine this as high or medium. I don't think it will go to low. Let me give another example of another configuration table. Let me go back to the configuration table. Now, if you look at this next table, chart of accounts, this is T004. So this is where I have tried to identify the field choices in this. Now, this is the configuration table is chart of accounts T04. Risk is assessed as high as previously indicated, and field type code is KTOPL, like field name is account determination. Here the field choices are like cash account, account receivable, accounts payable, sale invoice, cost of goods sold, and so on and so forth. There can be many more number of fields in this, and field choice codes I have given. Now, what is the impact of this incorrect field account determination? Field choice is not picked up properly, it can lead to incorrect GL entry or incorrect impact on the P&L or incorrect effect on the balance sheet. And risk set therefore is high. Ditto for the other field choices which I have given. So here the summary, the risk assessment is to be is taken as high. There could be some fields where, like date field example, it could be considered as medium or low. Now let's look at the risk assessment at the master data tables. And tablet 7. What are the master data tables? Master data tables are primarily used in the ERP environment and business functions. These are different from configuration tables. These tables contain the core data of a particular business entity or object. These tables store the most important critical information about an object, such as customer data or vendor data or material data or employee data, and so on and so forth. So use of various actions in business processes and report, these are used for that. Risk assessment is based on the specific identified likely adverse consequence of incorrect accessing of the master data tables. The consequences can be adverse. They can be financial reporting inaccuracies or sale revenue inaccuracies, financial reporting of cost, financial reporting accuracy vis-a-vis the P&L, balance sheet, cash flows, strategic conformance issues, quality of the work output, and efficiency and effectiveness. These can be all adversely affected in case the master data table picked up is not appropriate. For example, I have just indicated 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 master data tables: GL master, GL account master, GL account master, company code data, asset master record, customer master, vendor master, material number, and in the column 2 I have given their codes as per the SAP in the public domain. And here you will appreciate all these masters data tables. The risk I have classified as high, and CFT can deliberate on this and assign the appropriate risk classification. Now, in the case of master data tables, the inside each master data tables there are many fields. Now, risk assessment team in consultation with the this is regarding the master data table and fields level and template 8. The risk assessment team in consultation with the internal audit team identifies a list of the essential aspects that can influence the classification of the field level risk, that is at high or medium or low, based on the following: what is the field ingredient information carried by the field, and in what happens in case the field is accessed unauthorisedly or amended. Now I'll give examples. Like in the case of the GL account master, let me go back to the earlier slide. Yeah, GL account master, the row number 1 after the header, the SKA1 risk classification is high. So here in this GL account master, the different fields which are there are account number, account description, row number 2, a chart of accounts, account groups, reconciliation account, client name, company code, etc. And I have given the field codes there. And here in case any incorrect field is picked up, it can lead to incorrect accounting or inaccurate financial reporting, and this therefore I have taken as risk as high. Now let's talk about the second field, which is account description long. Now even if there is some small different description is written little differently, I don't think it's going to have very high risk, so there I have just put it as medium risk, and so on and so forth. So each field in the master data tables, needs to be studied thoroughly. And as I was saying that each master data tables can have hundreds of fields within master data table, unlike contraction table where the field choices is not that large, maybe 10, 15 or so. But in the case of master data table, the number of fields within a master data table can be very high, like 100 plus and so on and so forth. Now let me give another example of master data table called vendor master record. Now let me go back. This is vendor master LFA1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just look at this row number 5, vendor master LFA1. Risk asset is high. So here I have indicated on this header the vendor master record. The code is LFA1, risk asset is high. So let's look at the fields in this. Now field in this master data tables are vendor code, vendor name, vendor address, city, country code, tax registration number, account block, account number, and so on and so forth. Now let's talk about first row, vendor code. In case incorrect vendor code is picked up at the time of, say, bill processing, it can lead to incorrect accounting in the financial books and reconciliation issues with the vendor. Vendor name. Now vendor name, there are some spelling errors, etc. or something, so it can lead to some accounting issues in the books and efficiency and effectiveness. So I have taken as medium. Vendor address, this can affect the efficiency and effectiveness, so I have just taken as risk as low. City also I have taken as risk low. Country code as medium, and so on and so forth, depending on that assessment of the CFO and CFT. Now look at the let's look at the assessment at the document level and the template 9. Now there are several type of documents that originate from the finance and account function. I am repeating, originate from the finance and account function, such as vendor invoice, vendor invoice, vendor invoice, credit notes, vendor payments, customer invoice, customer payment, general entry, bank transfer, purchase order. Now these may be actually originating from the other functions or other outside the company, but these are processed by the finance accounts function, and therefore these are very important, like assets acquisition, asset retirement, and so on and so forth. There are several other kind of different types of documents used by the finance account function. Now, for example, here broadly, I have classified them as under the payment vouchers, sales voucher, consumption vouchers, inventory valuation vouchers, JV, etc., etc. And just given the second column, the type of this document, the SAP balance, and risk classification, I have given that high in all these cases, and these are impacted. They can impact the vendor invoice or purchase orders, sales voucher, company invoice on channel partner, customer invoice, etc. Consumption voucher, production order and bill of materials, inventory valuation, inventory execution. Now these are the documents which are important, and therefore I put them as high risk. Now let's look at the fields within each document. Document as such, I have talked about these different kind of document, like vendor invoice, vendor payment, customer invoice, etc. Now payment voucher, sales voucher. Now let's talk about this first one, the payment voucher. Here the first one is payment voucher, which was rated as high at the top level. Now here the fields in the payment voucher, there can be different fields within the payment voucher. This can be, the payment voucher can have fields like vendor code, invoice number, invoice date, total amount, payment due date, material code, quantity received, unit price, tax amount, currency, etc., etc. I have given the field code here, and the implication of any incorrect pickup of the field or any unauthorized access to the field and making any changes to that, it can cause havoc, like vendor code incorrect, it can go to incorrect credit, can go to incorrect vendor, invoice number, incorrect financial reporting can be there, total amount, it can lead to incorrect material cost, besides incorrect credit to the vendor, payment due date, it can affect the cash outflow. Therefore I have taken this risk as high. There are 1 or 2 examples of low risk and medium also, like material code. Even if there is small minor change in the material code while processing this, so inaccurate material accounting can be there. The CFT team, they need to assign appropriate risk to each kind of field within a master data table. Similarly, let's talk about the inventory valuation voucher. Let me go back to the last one, the last 1, 2, 3, 4, fourth row, inventory valuation voucher assay, where the risk is taken as high. So let me go to the at the header level, the assay, the risk is taken as high. The fields within that inventory valuation voucher are like transaction date, material code, quantity adjusted, valuation type, net valuation price, account code, cost center, etc., etc., and posting date. And I've given the implications in case of incorrect field ingredients rather are not proper, or there is unauthorized access or unauthorized use of these fields. It can lead to incorrect financial reporting or inaccurate material accounting, etc., or incorrect valuation, which I have indicated on this. So risks also are given on the right side, like medium risk or high risk. Cost center I have just given a low risk because this is internal matter. So CFO and CFT can assign risk classification as high or medium or low depending on their discretion and the situation. Now, purpose of all this, as I shared in my part 1 also, was that ultimately high, medium, low risk classification must lead to some action. That action is that the access rights to these tables or or the fields within those, or the like tables means conviction data table, or the master data tables, or the documents or the fields within there. These the access right must be assigned very judiciously, whether for creating these or editing these or viewing these or deleting these or approving these. Now this needs to be done by a ERP specialist as per the advice of the CFO with inputs from the CFT, and there are complex methods of doing this by having what is called profiles, making a development of profiles in the SAP environment. Now, activities that including unethical act that can adversely affect the businesses, again, like the part 1 I mentioned, inappropriate composition of the levels and deposition of the team members who will be assessing risks vis-a-vis these configuration tables, master data tables, or the documents. Inappropriate. So this team must be of very competent people who are familiar with this ERP environments, irrespective of the software, whether it is SAP or Microsoft Dynamics or Oracle, whatever it is. Inappropriate software development and workflows of risk templates. Inaccurate classification of risk in terms of high or medium or low risk, and non-periodic, non-timely review of the previously populated risk templates, because of the changes may happen in the conviction table, changes may happen in the field choices, changes may happen in the master data table, changes may happen in the field masters, changes may happen in the documents design, changes may happen in the fields of documents. So these need to be reviewed periodically. Usually changes in such configuration tables, master data tables occur very rarely, so maybe 6 months to 1 year period is good enough. Future references. For more details, please refer to my second book titled Profitability and Ethics and Essential Ingredients for the Business Success. It has been listed in the Amazon as per link below. You can also refer to the several blogs in my website related to the corporate finance, and choose the blog category as all industries, because there are 3 categories. And I've given that website reference. There are some articles of interest which you can find on the Facebook and LinkedIn. One thing I want to share, that this book is just been launched on 6th November 2023, and the Amazon link for the international sale is yet to be provided by the Amazon. I hope you like this article. Thank you very much.